This is the place to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Innovation Days.
Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is Morten from Inkish. I have the honor and pleasure today to have my good friend Taketsugu-san from Horizon in Japan here on Inkish. So good afternoon to you, Take. How are you?
Oh, great. Good morning to you. I'm doing well.
Thank you. And I'm so sorry, just for the audience to know, I'm in Italy, and when I sent the invite to Take, I was in the UK, so the calendar was automatically set to UK time. So all these time zones can sometimes be a little bit confusing. I mean, Take, you talk to customers all over the world, so you must be used to all these different time zones, right?
Yeah, I get used to, but you know, it's always difficult though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, think of this. I mean, at least you and I, we live in countries where the time zones are the same. If you live in the US, where you have is it 4 or 5 different time zones, you have to, within one country, you have to be cautious about when you give people a call, right? So it's much easier for us. Well, I sent you an invite to talk to me because we are both going to Hunkeler Innovationdays in just a couple of weeks. So are you looking forward to get to beautiful Switzerland?
Yeah. That's actually the excitement for, once in 2 years, It's kind of routine for many years.
Yeah. How many times have you, you personally, how many times have you been at Innovation Days?
I never counted, but I at least maybe 6-7 times.
Yeah. I mean, times just fly by, right? And I mean the relationship that you have had with or you have with Hunkeler for many years. Of course, something is changing in the time, and we agreed not to talk too much about it. But are you still in a situation where, I mean, I think that still it's like the same thing that if Hunkeler see a very good solution together with Horizon, you're still working together, right?
Yeah, we are working together. We have lots of projects with Hunkeler, and then they're providing the best solution into the world.
Of course, the very best solutions, right? So, when you come to Switzerland this time, what are you bringing to the show?
So this time in our booth, it's a common thing, like a Stitchliner Mark V, roll to saddle stitching solution. That's actually the main thing at this event. Together with the seat feeder, like we show at the Drupa. So this show is combining the roll and then cut seat print both, right? So we can finish both cut seat and roll for the stitch liner. That is one.
Yeah. And you have more?
Yeah. we have more. In our booth we have a perfect binding solutions. This time we didn't integrate from the roll solution, but using the robotics, 2 binder and then 1 trimmer type of solution. Yeah,
that sounds interesting, and that is of course for making, when you use the robots. I think that Horizon has been or is maybe one of the leaders, absolute leaders in using robots. And I think again, when you think about the smart factory concept, I don't think you miss any opportunity to talk about it, right?
Yeah. Smart factory is becoming, true right now. We started to talk about it like 2018-19. At that time, it was most like a concept or trend things, but the really, getting into the realistic, option for customers now. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember when we were covering the smart factory in Kyoto. As you say, it was maybe a lot of concepts, but I think that when you as a company give, let's say, examples of the future, you're very close to actually delivering. Because was it in 24? Your lights, the Smart Factory show was about lights out production. So you actually showed people that now this is technology available for utilizing equipment even with very, very low manpower, right?
Yeah, that's actually, our goal. We started with the, like automation first. So making all the system automated. And then we step into the, integrating the system. And then we, implement the robotics or AGV onto the system. So we came to that, that area. So now, why don't you show with the lights out concept? That was actually the opportunity for. So lights out is not totally ready. It's actually still a future concept.
Okay, but soon you will say.
Yeah. Actually, talking with many customers, they want to have, big change in the industry in 5 years because, in the past, tough to hire skilled laborers, but now it's tough to hire
Find laborers at all, yeah.
So yeah, it's going to happen in 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking also. Obviously, you work with a lot of the print OEMs, and as you saw also from Group and also from D-Scoop, the HP and their collaboration and Movitio robots, the ATVs and things like that. Is that also because I think that you see from MPO, you see robots, you see from Horizon, you see from Fujifilm, and you see from RMTC, all these different robots. Will they, in your view, be able to work together and communicate with each other? Because, I mean, as a printing company, you have to be sure that you don't invest in something that, basically crash with each other instead of collaborating with each other. So how do you see that?
I think we can collaborate with them. What we are strong about for the, the robotic automation is actually, we are using the workflow to use a robot. In-house, actually, in our factory, when we assemble it, we develop our own workflow to utilize a robot automatically. So that is actually our strengths about. So tie into that workflow for all robot and AGV. That's actually our goal.
So when people come to Hunkeler Innovation Days and see this robot solution, that is something that you can deliver now.
Yeah. It's a custom development, process, but we have been providing, all those solutions into the world now.
Besides the robots and the lights out production, what is the most interesting trend when you look at the finishing and the binding part in your view?
Oh, sorry. You mean the?
I mean, trends in the market, do you see? I mean, we spoke about that labor is difficult to get, but is there other trends that are interesting to keep an eye on?
Yeah, actually, the trend is actually, coming together with the printing, technology, improvement. Like, we will be showing at the Canon booth, Canon IX 3200 inline, inline stitch liner Mark V. That is actually, in the past, people look at it and then they will think it's overkill. But the, printing technology is so advanced and the quality is so good. So it's almost like reaching to the offset level. So commercial printers are accepting that one. So that's why we connected that one. But that kind of trend.
Okay, so the thing that also we have been talking about on Inkish for at least the last 2-3 years about that inkjet is finally ready for, let's say, taking on a little bit on the commercial space. You see that trend as well?
Yeah. Really talking with the customer, they are realizing, depending on the job, it can use for their, offset work can be alternated by digital.
I can tell you that, and I know that you will probably not confirm, but I can tell you when I was doing my New Year's predictions, and I have unfortunately didn't have time to publish it yet, but one of my New Year's predictions was that you would be working more into the B2 cut sheet format as well. Is that something that you have in mind at least?
Yeah, always, having in our mind, but the... Yeah, many requests about a B2 finishing,
The reason I'm asking is obviously when you come to Hunkeler Innovation Days, Rico will be focusing on the Z75. We know that Canon will release also in a Heidelberg version a B2 format machine. We see Fujifilm both on toner and inkjet, and we see more and more vendors doing cut sheet versions of B2 machines, and of course they need the finishing, right? And that was I thought that was an obvious suggestion for Horizon to be in that market as well, of course.
Yeah. That's actually then, necessary market getting into. We developed this smart stacker when
Yeah,
HP introduced the B2 one,
yeah.
but since then we don't really have a gear for. So yeah,
No, I also think when I saw the Smart Stack, I think it's a really cool product you have made, but you don't see it so much in the market. So maybe that was a little bit early, because I mean the B2 on the Indigos, of course, have like a specific segment in the market, and maybe often fits into companies that have, let's say commercial offset printing, and therefore have binding equipment already. But it will be interesting to see where it goes in the future. I have a friend that is very convinced that there will be more B1 digital, and I'm not so sure about that. But I think that B2 is a very valid suggestion for, let's say, the OEM technology.
yeah.
Take, I was also wondering because, I mean, last year, or in the past years, I think that Horizon has always been very collaborative and very open to other vendors and other technologies. And you announced the relationship with Ultimate Tech last year about the smart, let's say the Ultimate Bindery solution. Is that something? And you also showed that on Drupa. Is that something where you see that both software and hardware really pushes the printing companies to understand the value of collaborating also with the workflow software like the solutions from Ultimate, or how can you see that?
Yeah, the reason we started to collaborate with the Ultimate is actually, we can impose, we can generate, the JDF for finishing from the upper stream. So, but the Ultimate has the great solution for, providing the, finishing, in-position automation and also the finishing automation. So tie in together with them, we can actually provide a seamless flow. So it's actually for customer easy to understand what the value of the finishing. Each software vendor is promoting each software. It's tough to understand, but the tying together, that makes more sense for it. So
yeah. And again, before we turned on the camera, we spoke about these values that we see, and and I think when I know you, and I know quite a few of your colleagues, and I know the Ultimate people, I think that you share a lot of values, and I guess that's also very important in the collaborative mindset, that you have the same views on the world and the market, and that makes it probably easier, though you come from opposite sides of the globe, right?
Yeah. Right.
So, light sound production, robotization, collaboration with software and hardware, going into commercial print is some of the mega trends that is, of course, interesting to keep an eye on at Innovation Days. Is there anything else that I guess that you will have time to go and see a little bit what is going to happen with some of the colleagues and competitors in the market. What is your biggest expectations for yourself at the Innovation Days?
Yeah, and actually, all the printer OEM and finishing OEM will be there. So it's actually a great opportunity. What solution each vendor is offering. So I'm excited to see all the printer vendors to discuss for the future. Maybe we can discuss with them and then provide a better solution together.
Maybe that is again, and I guess that is like one of the advantages with Innovation Days, because at Drupa and Printing United, you're so busy in basically keeping your booth running all the time. And though you're also busy at Innovation Days, it's also a show where you have a little bit more time to talk to your colleagues, right?
That's right.
Fantastic. How many people will come from Japan this time to Innovation Days?
So from Japan this time, just below 10 people. Yeah, okay. Including management. Yeah.
Okay, and then the rest of them will be from. Standard Finishing will of course be there as well.
Yeah.
But also your European colleagues, they will be covering the booth. See, that's a wonder of being international, that you can share the work a little bit, right? But Taketsugu-san, it was, as always, a pleasure talking to you, and I look forward to see you in person very soon in Lucerne. So thank you for your time. I know that it was a little bit mixed up with time, but
No
I think we
problem.
did good anyway, right?
No problem.
All right.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you at the
And you too.
soon.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you.